Tonight, Hurricane Fiona is lashing Turks and Caicos after intensifying to a Category 3 storm, leaving a trail of destruction across the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Cars flipped downstream, roads washed away. It's now the first major Atlantic hurricane of the season. This morning, in the southern coastal town of Salinas, we met this family returning to their flooded home for the first time.
I don't know how to explain here. It's so bad. Like, all the stuff around.
80% of Puerto Rico is still without power, 55% is without water, and nearly 100 emergency shelters are open across the island. Around the Caribbean, at least 4 deaths are being blamed on the storm or its aftermath. Puerto Rico's governor is asking the Biden administration for expedited federal help.
Today, the line for fuel in Puerto Rico grew longer and longer, especially in the southern parts of the island. They need it not just for their cars, but for their portable generators. Some of these drivers told us they waited here for more than 2 hours.
What I'm gonna do if I don't get this gas?
On this day, marking exactly 5 years since Hurricane Maria tore through the island, we toured the latest devastation from Fiona by air.
The water here just kept rising, choking off these communities for the better part of 2 days.
Thankfully, today with the sun out for the first time, more of the floodwaters are now receding, but they devastated countless lives across Puerto Rico.
This storm was different than Maria. Many parts of Puerto Rico had seen harsher winds before, but not this much rain.
Carlos Benitez raced relief supplies to hard-hit areas after Maria. Fiona's aftermath now hitting hard.
Devastating, you know. The PTSD just come back right away when as soon as I flew the helicopter at 8 a.m. in the morning on Monday, my heart breaks again. You know, it's like coming back on a movie and seeing Maria, all the destruction, all the floating, all the people waving on the top of the roof, requesting for help. It's heartbreaking.
Gabe, it is clear the need is great there. Are there enough supplies getting on the ground?
Well, Lester, FEMA says that its warehouses are well stocked. But aside from the widespread flood damage, the most urgent issue here is that more than half of this island still does not have drinkable water. The governor told me to expect the power to come back first and then the water service. Lester?
All right, Gabe, thanks for that update. Let's get the latest from meteorologist Dylan Dreyer now. This thing is still spinning up.
It is, and it's going to continue to gain strength. It's moving into some very warm waters north of Turks and Caicos right now, but slow moving, only at 8 miles per hour. As it continues to get closer to Bermuda, it's likely to strengthen to a Category 4 storm. It should stay about 100 miles west of Bermuda, though, so that should at least spare the island. But eastern Canada, it's still going to be a strong storm as it makes its way up towards the Halifax area, so devastating winds are still possible, and also torrential rain as it weakens from a Category 3 storm down to an extratropical low. We're already keeping an eye on our next area of formation possible in the next 5 days. There's an 80% chance this could develop into our next named storm as it moves into some very warm waters. And we'll have to keep a close eye on this, Lester, as it's possible it could enter the Gulf of Mexico.
Season starting to crank up. All right.
Absolutely.
Dylan, thanks very much. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.